I know what you're thinking. Oh my goodness, these just came out of nowhere. My mind is officially blown, I'll tell you what. And I've been testing these for the past few days, and what I can tell you is this. If you're looking for a compact Bluetooth portable speaker that looks good, sounds good, feels good in the hand, and also makes a sweet Christmas present for someone who's also been good this year, the Tronsmart T7 might just be your thing. Let's find out why I think so after these messages that way. You probably already know this, but we reviewers are kind of a spoiled bunch, for better or for worse. For example, my ears have gotten so used to the power and fidelity of the Tri-Bit Stormbox Blast, or even the Soundcore Motion Boom Plus, both really awesome Bluetooth speakers, and these things are like the devil. They melt your brains and pop your eyeballs at any given chance. And so when this puny little thing showed up on my desk, I was like, this can't even scare a baby. But as you heard earlier, the T7 can jam. The drivers can even handle max volume surprisingly well without too much distortion. Bass, by the way, works the best when the downward firing woofer can excite the surface it's sitting on, like this desk right here or any kind of wooden countertop or deck. It blows my mind every time how well it works. The only kicker to that is I noticed that the bass progressively gets overpowered by the two tweeters on the side right here as the volume increases. In this easily portable water bottle size package, I can forgive that Tronsmart prioritized power and oomph over outright clarity. And I don't mean to say that it's bad by any means in terms of clarity, because the mids and the vocals are pretty darn impressive as they are, as long as you're standing pretty much directly in front of the two tweeters located on the side right here, because outside of that zone, it's not going to impress as much. In fact, from the front and the back, it sounds a little bit more woolly. But then again, think about this for a second. Where are you going to be using this speaker? Outdoors, at a party, at a beach or something like that? And most of the time, you don't see your guests or your family members standing around the Bluetooth speaker talking about fidelity, sound staging, and tonality, right? Now, the T7 possesses a party trick similar to the Soundcore, the Tri-Bit, and other speakers of the like, which is stereo pairing. Bring in another T7 into the mix, and as you heard earlier, my goodness, the already good sound spread becomes like fan-bloody-tastic. But however, I did find that in order to strike a good left-right balance, the ideal distance between the two should be around 1.5 to 2 meters, because going beyond that creates this echoey concert hall effect. I can safely say that the T7 will hold up well to the rigors of being thrown around, and just like the sound, I'm once again blown away by the quality of the build here. Sure, the plastics are not like top dog by any means, but it's not cheap either. At first glance, also, the grill looks like your standard speaker fare, right? Like it's metal or something. But look closer and more importantly, run your fingers through it and you'll notice that there's this fabric cross-weave thing going on. It's really nice. But that being said, there are a couple of spots I have concerns about or have a wish list for. I would have liked to see a removable bottom, like a screw cap or something like that, for times when mud or food gets properly caked in there beyond your usual hosing down. The other concern is the volume knob. I have less faith that this will survive like grit or sand making their way past the seal, because as it is, there is enough free play right here to let debris through. Let's talk about the features on this thing. They're basic and functional, and actually just the way I like it, especially in this application. There are 4 LED modes, and I like setting it at setting number 2, which is really the only one that subtly matches and pulses with the music. What else? We've mentioned the stereo pairing mode, it works great. Oh, what's also great is that Tronsmart gave us a 5 EQ preset in the app, and also a manual 5 band if you want to tweak that occasional mid-tone wooliness out of the equation. I haven't been successful with it. You can figure it out. Let us know in the comments. The T7 also gives us a micro SD card slot at the back for the times when you literally want to go phone free and carry your tunes with you. But my favorite feature of all, even though I don't think Tronsmart advertises this as a standout feature, is the rotary volume knob at the top right here. It's convenient, it's large, and it's easy to grab even in the dark. And yes, that's also what she said. Now let me pause here real quick and talk about the specs of the T7. This thing retails for $60. It's pretty affordable. Only one colorway though, but it does have Bluetooth 5.3. I'm not sure what codecs this thing supports because the phone doesn't mention anything, neither does the spec sheets. So I'm guessing SBC just based on how it performs, which is perfectly fine for me. Power is 30 watts, not bad for this kind of size. 2 tweeters. If you're looking from this direction, there are 2 tweeters right towards the top left and right here. And there's a baffle towards the middle here that balances sound out through the sound chamber. And down here, there's a downward firing woofer that exits out through this port and towards the side as well. And it uses their own DSP. Tronsmart calls it sound pulse. It's pretty effective, especially if you lay it on a surface that vibrates too. It's really nice. Now they say there's a mic somewhere on board, just one. I'm not sure where it's hidden. Maybe it's under the grill or something, but I suggest not using it. It's not very good at all. And speaking of the grill, it looks metal, doesn't it? But if you touch it, it has this fabric crosshatch kind of stitching thing going on here. It's really nice to touch. It feels warm and comfortable. Although when you get mud on it, it's a pain to clean. You really have to scrub it to get it out. You can see some, leftovers right there. I'm not sure if it'll show up in the camera, but a couple of spots here that I really had a hard time getting out. This is the waterproof touch membrane right here, power button, that also when you press it after it's on, it cycles through the different LED modes. There's 4 of them, forward, backward, pause, play. And this SP is the sound pause button where you can switch between a couple of EQ settings. And here under this flap, this T7 flap right here is the charging port, USB-C. It's only one way, so that doesn't charge your devices. And there's a micro SD card slot right there if you just want to punch in your tunes and use this to control the files on the card. Now the T7 supports stereo pairing, so if you're able to bring in another T7, you can create this little stereo effect during your parties. It's pretty effective actually, and also very affordable. $60 for Bluetooth speakers, stereo pairing. That's pretty darn cheap for what it is. The weight is 870 grams, a little bit on the heavy side, but that's because of all the drivers and the battery in here. And the height, for what it's worth, 21.5 centimeters from the top of the dial to the bottom of the feet right there. And this thing has app control as well. So let me bring it in here so you can see it. You have a 5-band EQ if you want to play with it, and there's 5 other presets as well. And that's pretty much it. You can see the battery life right there and settings where you can set up, pairing mode and also the SD card. And that's pretty much it. Really, really basic app. As a take it anywhere audio device, you need the T7 to withstand what you throw at it. And it can, guys, up to a point, thanks to the IPX7 water dust rating. Now, mud and sand may be pushing it, so take your own risks there. The other important metric is how long you can use this before needing to juice up. Well, how about 11.3 hours during my test time at 65% volume with sound pulse and the LED lights turned on. And I also thought that battery life would take a huge hit with stereo pairing turned on, but nope. Both of these stayed alive for about 9.7 hours, which is not too shabby at all. What isn't too shabby, however, is the rather long recharge times. The Tronsmart takes around, you're gonna have to wait around 3 hours to get this from 0 to hero. I never expected in a million years that a speaker from Tronsmart, of all places, to impress me the way the T7 did and has. And sure, it may not have the best sound around nor the brand pedigree, but boy, does it perform really well. Like, it hits the notes where it counts with just the right balance of quality and fun thrown in for good measure. And it's also the perfect portable speaker that even fits in your bicycle bottle cage or almost any other cup holder you have lying around. Think about that. Another serious thing to think about too is the T7 is one of the cheapest ways to get into the whole stereo pairing thing if you want to hit that route. So with all that said, I'm giving the Tronsmart T7 a GearUP score of 8.3 out of 10. And this is how I broke it down to get to the final score. If you have any questions about how I got there, feel free to comment down below. Well, shout out to you guys for checking out this video, and also thank you to Tronsmart for sending me this pair of speakers. And in case you're wondering, that didn't have any bearing on my final verdict or my comments in this video, because that's not how we roll here in GearUP. It's all about stating the facts and the truth as a consumer for you guys. And thank you for watching this. Show your support if you'd like to see more videos like this. Thumbs up if you like it. Comment nicely down below. Mash and smack the subscribe button down below as well, like it's been naughty. Visit me on Patreon and also the super thanks button. Use them if you like to, drop me a tip or something. That would be super nice. Thank you in advance. And remember, guys, to do something loving and kind for somebody in this world, because guess what? The world needs it more than ever, and it starts with you. I love y'all very much. Peace out.